Perfect, great stuff. Well, let me jump into my presentation here, and we'll make a start. So I'm pleased to be invited, first of all, to be part of this webinar series. Hopefully we'll be able to see you all in person soon, but delighted to share some of the success that we're having here at Rsu and other businesses within the UK to everybody on this webinar, quite a few as well. So thank you for your time, and I hope this session is useful. My talk today is really around integrated collaboration, but throughout the whole the life cycle of a project design, construction focus today, and operation. So touching on some of the points that Neil just did. So I'm actually in the Rsu application here, as you can see, and I'm just going to run through my slides. So like Neil and others on the call, I've been in industry for a little while now, just over 15 years. My current role is director at Rsu, and I wear a side hat as well. So I'm involved with the UK BIM Alliance, and I chair the Wales community. And I really joined Rsu after leaving Arup because I saw a really exciting opportunity for us to help industry move forwards. And our goal and vision really was about bringing gaming technology to construction. Something else we've done that I wanted you all to be aware of is we've, well, great news actually, we're a pre-approved product now as part of CITF, working alongside Digital G locally. And I'm not too sure if everyone on this call is aware, but there'll be an exhibition that will be starting as of July, where Digital G will be able to showcase some of the things you'll see today in Rsu. I'm hoping, just like some of the earlier remarks, that I can join you all in person, but if I can't, the team are there and available to talk to you all as well. To tell you some of the things that many of our clients are doing using Rsu right across the world, actually. So this is just a handful of some of the organizations using Rsu. Neil is working for Atkins and a number of other hats as well. So they're using Rsu on a number of different projects globally, Gamma Construction and many others, and you'll see why in a short while. Really, and just one of the points that Neil touched on about engaging and sharing information with all stakeholders, that really is what we're trying to do, is to break down the barriers, move away from the silos in communication across construction projects, and ideally have an integrated collaboration platform throughout the whole project life cycle. So effectively, we end up with a digital estate that asset owner can use, operate, and really take ownership of, something that benefits everybody across the whole project life cycle. So two things for me, really, as we jump into the technology. How can it be successful? So my opinion is really interoperability and usability. So one of the things here I'm looking at is the many file formats and authoring tools that Rsu supports. So on there you can see lots of very popular authoring tools and standard industry exchange formats. So if I actually jump into the 3D space here, so we'll move to 2D to 3D, and this takes me to my home view. So I'm actually in the Rsu application now. I'm using my laptop, but I've got the same project and the same the same application and the same project on my tablet as well. So that accessibility piece, what I'm saying there is anybody needs to be able to pick up the project to be able to communicate, which is what we're talking about today. So I'll come back to the tablet in a little bit. Interoperability on the left-hand side here in our object tree, we can start to see there are lots of different file formats. So we have Revit files here. We also have point clouds. We've got our 2D documentation, DGN, you name it. There's pretty much everything you can imagine here. But if I just take a look over here and click on that wall teleport, let's just double click and see what we've got here. We've got an IFC, and within there, I just cut a section through here. I believe, yes, all of this, if I just hover over any one of these objects, it'll start to give me the metadata associated with that object. All of this is from MicroStation. So being able to firstly understand and give that information to anybody is very, very important. The second thing is being able to use that. So using gaming controls, I can really start to navigate through this project and start to ask questions to the project team about a variety of things. And I'll come back to that in a little bit. So we've moved from 2D to 3D. Let's jump to Rsu Tracker, where I've got a number of preset views here actually. So Rsu Tracker really is the core of Rvisto. So I can start to filter and search a little bit like a Google search engine, shall we say, to find what I want quickly and easily. So I can start to make smarter decisions sooner. So there are just over 4,000 issues here on our demo project. So on the left-hand side, I've got some preset views where we've got a variety of various types of issues that we see our clients use. So coming back to one of the previous slides that I had here, this one is quite a good one. Issues, I like to refer to these as activities, construction logs. There's a wide variety of use cases we're seeing our customers use Rvisto for. So 2D review, you can do all of that in Rvisto. 3D review, we can do all of that here as well. We've also brought in our clashes from a variety of clash detection tools, such as there's a number of them. In here we've got some clashes from Navisworks and Celebri, but also site inspection as well. So we can start to see as the team are taking the project out on the site with a tablet, they can start to capture data in the field and verify if things have been built accurately. So as built verification, and we can go a step further with that with reality capture, where we can now start to bring 360 images directly into Rvisto. So I have actually just created a preset view for CIC, and I think in here we've got a little graphic where I've added some of the things we've seen our customers use Rvisto for. So as an integrated collaboration platform, we want to allow you to share this information with all of the project stakeholders throughout the project lifecycle, as opposed to switching from 2D to 3D, from one process or one technology to another. Wouldn't it be nice if we could have a platform that will allow us to communicate in a common language for as long as possible, and ideally through into operation? So with that, I'll just start looking at creating some issues here in the application itself. So if I take a look at any one of our floor plans, let's take a look here in 2D. So an important thing to understand about Rvisto is the 2D information and the 3D information are tightly connected. What I mean by that is this green icon here, we've pushed all of our drawings and models in via a BIM authoring tool, such as Revit or Tekla or MicroStation. And because we've brought to the models and the drawings from these applications, this green icon now really allows me to do some interesting things with the project itself. So I can start to really understand or communicate and coordinate between two different sets of data here. So we've got our 2D information and also our 3D information here connected in a way that can really help myself understand if this is actually going to work in the construction field, and engage other stakeholders that may not be competent with 3D modeling tools. So this really is a powerful way to help communicate, coordinate, and collaborate on projects. So this could be a 2D document as a PDF that we're overlaying on a point cloud. I think I've got an example of that to share with you as well. So let's do that. Over here, we've got some reality capture data. So again, just using the gaming controls, I can start to navigate through. I believe in this plant room, we've got 3 sets of data. So now I can see a combined set of point cloud data that's been brought in directly through Rvisto. All of this now is running in real time on my machine. I've not had to stream this information. I can select, I don't know, let's make this look a bit better. We can take that, understand all of the object data there that I've selected, and coming back to the point I referenced, if we come back to the mechanical plant room here where we have some drawings, let's go with, what do we have? This one here. Select that green icon again, and that's now going to overlay that drawing here. So we can start to do lots of interesting things here. This can really help with design intent, but we can start to verify as-built information as well. So a really, really powerful tool that we can put into the hands of anybody. So now let's move to how we can manage and create issues in the project or activities. So I've started, what I've done here before we spoke is created a preset issue stamp. So for CIC, and you can see I've started to place these around the project on drawings, models, I've attached some images. All of this is being reported through a web dashboard in real time. So I now have a holistic view of all project information and progress throughout the whole life cycle. This is looking mainly during the design and construction process. So in here I've got clashes, a design review, and at the top we've got a high-level overview of the issues that we're creating in today's review session. So let's start to do that. So I can click on 3D, let's select home here, and we can start to use a number of tools across the top. So I'm just going to click our room option there. That will take me into the center of that room where I can start to take measurements. I can cut sections. There's a variety of measurement tools, but let's just imagine, actually, let's cut a section through there. And we'll take a measurement as well. And for whatever reason, this needs to be wider. So I can now pick my issue here. We've created the CIC predefined stamp that I mentioned. I can pick and place that here. And now that gets logged in our issue tracker. Now what's happened here is that has been logged in the issue tracker in our golden thread, our single source of truth, where all of our project information is stored. So this has actually been assigned to my colleague, Lewis, who's in a different part of the world to myself. Let me just let him know I'm here. And he can now start to communicate with me in real time. We can attach lots of information to that issue. So I can come in here and say, hey, Lewis, please review. And he can then comment back and forth and change status and lots of other creative things here. Now, where we've positioned that issue is intelligent. So if I click on 3D, it now understands where it is in the federated 3D space, but it also understands, because of that XYZ coordinate, where that issue affects any of our 2D documentation. I can now see Lewis has come online, so he's left a comment there, so I'll get onto the team now, and he's changed the status to in progress. So if I come back to my dashboards here and refresh that, we'll start to see that the issues that have populated here in our CIC preset will update. And there we go, 2 of those have now been moved to in progress. Now, I mentioned filtering through our issue tracker a little bit like a Google search analogy. If I come back to 3D, something new that we've added to Revisto, there's a number of tools across the top here where we can start to filter and search in our project based on the metadata associated in these models. So if I just, I don't know, let's click go and right click, that's now identified where all of those doors or any object with the name door is referenced for me. Right click, and there's a number of things that we can do. So let's just isolate those in transparency for now. There are all the doors in that project. I can come down here again, pick on our automated issue creation tool, pick and place, and again, that's logged the issue in our issue tracker, and Lewis can go and deal with that. So the third thing with that, we can now start to, where this is really empowering, I mentioned some of the stakeholders that aren't digital technical users of some of these digital tools. We can now start to search for 3D object data and understand that where that is on our 2D documentation. So really, really powerful new way to almost act as a bridge to BIM for a lot of people that aren't used to using some of these authoring tools. What I'm going to do now is just, probably got a few moments left, come here and do that exact same piece of work on my tablet. So I can connect using my tablet. We support a wide range of devices, but everything's been synced in real time. An important thing to mention is, connectivity shouldn't really affect productivity. So on my tablet, I can work offline. Something else that we've included here is appearance template. So I can come in here and there's some predefined templates here. One is actually looking at the status on site of how concrete is being poured. And all of this is being color coded by status. So green has been completed, amber is in progress, red is will be done soon, hopefully. But what I wanted to show you here is our template for design review. So this is based on the MEP system. So I can start to come into the project here. And when I start to spot things that aren't quite right, that need to change, again, on the tablet, it's the exact same process. I pick from my predefined list, pick and place, and that's now logged that issue in our issue tracker for me then to communicate. I can grab my, if I am out on site, a bit of Rsu Inception there for you. There we go. Smile, please. That image has now been logged into the issue tracker, and then we can start to spin out a variety of reports for the project team. So let's put that back there. We'll come back to the application itself and settle down. So one thing I just wanted to finish on is if I come back to the issue tracker, I mentioned how the 2D information and the 3D information is all connected. We can communicate with our colleagues in real time, and all of this is being reported through live dashboards that we can view on our mobile devices, let's say, just through a web browser. The important thing to mention is when we need to go and update the models themselves, let's just show you how that works. So I'm going to select Revit here, click on the issue tracker. So these now are synchronized. So let's say I've assigned this task to a project colleague in another part of the world. They can now pick up this issue and they'll need to go and change or update their model. So what that will do is I've just double clicked on the issue there, and that's taken me directly to my Revit file here with the section box cut. If I just come back and look at a clash, for example, let's go with some of the architectural doors. That will now show me all of those clashes. Double click, and that will take me directly to that area with a section box cut. Again, because of the XYZ coordinate that we're based on, that clash, I can see exactly where it is in 3D, but it'll now also tell me what drawings are affected by that clash. So something that a lot of our contractor clients are using is now the ability to go through their projects level by level in 2D and understand where their clashes are. And that works with 2D switchback and 3D switchback, and again through a variety of tools that we support. So I'm shy on time today, so I think I'll just stop there, or I'll keep going. Let me pull up. I think our details will be shared with you all afterwards, but we do offer the ability for you to test and trial Revisitor for yourself. It's been a really exciting journey for us, and yeah, I really hope this session is useful for you all that are watching today. So I'll stop there. I hope I'm on time, and hand over to the next speaker. Thank you.